All right, BuckeyeHuddle.com here with Carter Lowe, newest Ohio State commit. Carter, what was it about the Buckeyes?
On the relationship, for sure. Off rip, they let me know how much I was a priority for them, and I really enjoyed that from them.
4 years ago, you weren't even playing football. So could you have imagined the journey you've taken, and I guess talk about how that journey's been, and also why you started playing football?
Well, a lot of people my whole life, I've always been a big kid. So everybody wanted me to play football. I wasn't too interested. I was a basketball kid. I'm so glad I did start playing. I think it's really all God, because nobody would have ever thought that where I came from my freshman year, I would be here now. So yeah, really all God's work, and I really appreciate that. All the help I got from all the coaches, they really put their time into me. Coach Brown, he's put a lot into me. So I would never thought my freshman year I would be here today.
Did you realize there's not a lot of 6'6" power forwards in the NBA? Was that a deciding factor?
I know I wasn't even thinking about that as a kid. I played basketball since I was born. So all my parents played basketball, all my family, my uncles, like everybody played basketball. So my mind was just basketball. Obviously, I'm glad I did. I'm actually, people say, why didn't you start earlier? And I actually think I started at a perfect time. I was really raw to the game, so I could learn it, and I do not regret starting when I did. So
no bad habits.
No bad habits. That's one thing we talked about.
Talk about your relationship with Coach Fry and kind of how that's developed since he offered you. You've been a priority of theirs for a long time now. He's kind of a must-get. We don't use that word a lot, that term a lot, but it felt like a must-get for Ohio State and Justin Fry. And just how's that relationship going with him?
It's going really good. The day they offered, they made me feel like a priority as soon as they offered. They never let up. They really made me feel like a must-get target, and I really appreciate that from them. A lot of colleges did make me feel like that, and I understand that because I might not be that for them, but that's why I picked Ohio State, is because I'm a priority for them.
You mentioned you didn't grow up an Ohio State fan necessarily. You weren't like anti-Ohio State, but just kind of agnostic about all of it. And so how was it then, the Ohio State versus Michigan dynamic of your recruiting process? I think a lot of people thought it would come down to those two from the early stages. What was that like for you going through that with those two teams, especially for a guy that Ohio State felt like they had to have?
It was really cool. Obviously I wasn't a fan of either of them, so I had a clean slate for both of them. I wasn't a fan, so I really looked at them without being biased at all. So I think that was really cool.
When did Ohio State start to pull away? Because it always now, and you've kind of said it maybe wasn't Michigan number 2, but it felt like it was Ohio State Michigan early. Kind of, Can you talk us through like the separation process from Ohio State and kind of how that all came together?
I don't remember exactly when it was, but I would notice that I would go on campus at the team up north, and right after they wouldn't text me, or like right after I wasn't talking to them, not even once a week, and I didn't like that from them. I'm somebody that needs to be talked to all the time, not like a baby or nothing like that. But Coach Fry, he set an example, and I don't want nobody else but him. So yeah.
So who ended up coming in second?
Georgia, they did.
What do you like about them?
Really good relationship with them too, and obviously they run a great program. I like Kirby Smart a lot, and then Coach Manry, I talk to him a lot too. So probably just the relationship, and then obviously a great program.
With Ohio State, when did you inform the staff, and kind of what was their reaction?
It was 2 weeks ago. I told Coach Fry, and then I had him add Coach Day. I didn't really go into them telling like I'm about to commit. I told him I had to ask him a few questions. He was super surprised. So Coach Fry and Coach Day they're fired up. I'm really excited to get on campus.
I'm sure you've been watching the last month. I mean, from the transfer portal, the guys are getting. They get, Devin Sanchez starts out the high school recruiting. They've picked up a couple more commitments since then. What's that been like? I guess now you're kind of like like Devin kind of started it, and you're kind of like the last guy here probably for the month. What's this month been like, knowing you're going to be going to Ohio State and just watching all these dominoes fall?
It feels good. Obviously I knew that when I commit, other guys will follow too. That's probably a big thing for me. Ken Minner, I don't want to wait anymore because, I'm really trying to make the 25 class one of the best classes. So that's probably a big thing for me, is getting other guys to come too.
Devin Sanchez has been very active since he committed. It sounds like you're going to do the same. Obviously, Tavian St. Clair has been. What's the goal for this class? What are some guys you're looking at or trying to get for the Buckeyes, and just how good can this class be?
My boy Avery, I met him at a team up north. I talked about that a second ago. So I'm definitely going to try to get him. That's my guy. He played guard in college. So I'm excited to talk to him. What's his name? Justin Hill, defensive end. Yeah, I'm excited to talk to him some more too. For that relationship, hopefully he could be a Buckeye too.
Got a year till you get to campus. What are some things you're going to be focused on now that you've got the recruiting thing kind of out of the way? Personal development, what are some things you're working on?
Getting strong obviously is a big thing for me. My footwork is pretty good, but I like to, keep working my footwork, my technique, and then winning the game.
And what are the Buckeyes getting in Carter Lowe, and what can fans expect from you?
A good kid for sure, and then, a dominant offensive tackle.
All right, Carter Lowe, newest Ohio State commit, and a huge get for the Buckeyes. We'll have more on BuckeyeHuddle.com. Thank you, Carter,
Thank you.
and congratulations.
Yeah, go Bucks.